And I remember the first take, it was like you did it, crackle on the walkie-talkie. Well, this is going to be a good movie. And nobody knows to this day who said it.
Hi, I'm Ben Platt.
Hi, I'm Amandla Stenberg.
I am Stephen Chbosky, and I had the privilege of directing these two amazing people in Dear Evan Hansen.
And we are going to ask each other anything.
Step out of the sun, because you've learned, because you've learned.
Is there anything, whether it's something you did or something you witnessed somebody else do, that you remember the most about Dear Evan Hansen?
Seeing Ben perform, you will be found in front of an audience of actual teenagers who are also like die-hard fans. There's no other context in which I could have seen you perform that in that way. Mm-hmm. So I felt like I had this really special treat.
Let that lonely feeling wash away.
Time to get personal.
Always fun.
What are the parts of the film that you empathize or related to the most?
I certainly relate to his, in a blanket way, his anxiety is something I have always dealt with, and I tend to live very much in my head and overanalyze conversations and curse things that I've already done that I can't take back, or worry about things that I'm going to do and whether I should, and I feel like he is very much stuck in that way. And so that's kind of why I'm so in love with him and why I have so much empathy for him.
I've learned to slam on the brake before I even turn the key.
What about you?
I see this is very much like a companion to The Perks of Being a Wallflower, which was my first studio movie in my book. But now it's like, as I'm older, I relate to the parents so much. I connected deeply with their grief. Sadly, I've had friends commit suicide, and I know what the grief and sometimes the confusion and the anger, and ultimately you hope the forgiveness and understanding comes from.
We didn't think Connor had any friends, and then we see this. It seems to suggest that you were
his best friend.
So Amandla, there's 2 new songs in the movie, and one of them is an Alana song, and it's called Anonymous Ones. What was it like to go from the process of actually writing that all the way to seeing it through to fully coming to life on screen?
From the jump, I was just even flabbergasted that BENJ and Justin were interested in inviting me in on the process as a collaborator. I don't know, it was like such a delirious, funny process at the beginning, because I was in Copenhagen and it would be like 2 in the morning my time, and we'd be Zooming for hours and losing our minds slowly because we decided if we were going to use the word sunny or sad or
The anonymous ones never let you see the ache they carry.
Did you do a count of how many times you performed Evan on stage?
It's in the 600s or 700s.
Okay. What was your process like in terms of translating what basically was a concert performance out to go something much more subtle and in for film?
There's just a lot less broadcasting required on camera, and knowing that I can feel all of the kind of complicated emotions that I remember from the stage piece, but that I didn't need to do quite as much work to communicate that across the room, and that I could just feel them for myself and know that they were coming through.
I never saw you do it on stage, so I wasn't chasing some version of it. I was there to be your ally, and I'd heard that you could do this thing that basically nobody can do, which is you could have a full breakdown and sing open throat and somehow be in tune. I still don't know how you do it. And I remember the first take, you did it and then crackle on the walkie-talkie. Well, this is going to be a good movie, and nobody knows to this day who said it. We think it was a Teamster, we don't know. But basically, and I was like, I had to concur.